Hi Immians, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing another chit chat video just like my last video, and today I'm going to share my story with you guys on how I got my first job, and this is as a pharmacist. So it's a pretty interesting story, so I hope you guys stick around. If you guys have not already subscribed to my YouTube, hit that subscription box below and do not forget to hit that little bell icon so you guys can get notified every time I upload. I'm gonna jump straight into it. So basically what happens like in Australia is when you graduate from pharmacy, so I did Bachelor of Pharmacy Honours, you have to do like 1 year of internship, and in that year you're basically working as a pharmacist full-time, but you're also like doing exams, so you're also studying at the same time. So that was like my first job that I actually had to go out of my way and like interview for. When I was in uni, I had a job as a student at a pharmacy. So that was like a plus point for me because I pretty much had experience even before I started working as a pharmacist. Like I had experience as a student, which is great in pharmacy, I think. And when I was a student, I was like, I got really lucky because one of my family friends, she had a pharmacy and she actually like let me get experience at her pharmacy. So Alhamdulillah, I was very lucky that she actually gave me the opportunity to, you know, work for her. And, you know, like she was a Muslim as well, so she didn't have any judgments or anything. So that was great. Then came the time to actually get my actual first job as an intern, like as an intern pharmacist. And I started applying in January and I got my first job in in June. So I actually had 6 months where I was like applying literally every single day. That was the goal of my life. And I was interviewing, and it took me like a good 6 months to get that first job that I had. So basically I had 13 interviews. I remember the number 13 because I was like counting how many interviews it's gonna take for me to actually like land a job. It was crazy because it was so demotivating. But I can't like tell you about each and every interview because, to be honest, like I don't even remember that much. But there was like a reason behind every interview that was, you know, that didn't work out for me. I can remember though, the first interview that I had was, I basically like drove 1 hour and 10 minutes from my house. So it was a little far from my house, but I planned that like, if I get this job, I'll just move to the area. It'll be great, you know, it doesn't make a difference where I move. And I wore like a black blazer and black pants and a white shirt. And I wore a black hijab, and I wore these like earrings, and I thought I was looking so great. I put like this nice lipstick on, and you guys like know how I am, so you know, I got all nicely dressed and everything. And that interview actually did go okay. Like it was not a bad interview. It was my first actual real interview. I think I was pretty nervous as well. And like halfway during the interview, the guy that was taking my interview asks me, he said, is there any reason why you're wearing like a black headscarf? And it just felt so random because I think the question he asked me before that was something related to medicine. It was like, so I just kind of got a bit swept away. I was like, what is he asking me? And I was like I was just like, sorry, what do you mean? And he was like, no, I just think like the color black is really strong and it gives off like a strong message, and I didn't even know, I just said to him, I just wore black because it went with my outfit, to be honest. And I was like, I wear different colors, like it's not like, if I'm feeling cool, like I'm gonna wear blue. If I'm feeling girly, I'm gonna wear pink. Like I just wear any color, there's no limitation. And he just kind of like changed this entire interview, which was like about my job, into like why we wear hijab. And he was like, and maybe he was curious, but he was definitely like not comfortable. And then I kind of just answered his question, but I didn't get offended. I was like, maybe this guy's just curious and he's never interviewed someone that covers their hair. So I answered his questions and I left. And then I think the next day he just called me and he's just said that it's been unsuccessful. That was like my first interview. And I was like, that's okay. Like, it's my first interview, I'll get the second one. I went to the second one, which was, I think it was in the same area as I went for my first one. And I was applying in that area because the area that I actually lived in, there was not that many jobs. There was just not that many positions available to apply for. Okay, so I'll go for my second one, and I'm not saying like every person in the world is racist, or this is just my experience when I was looking for a job and my experience as like a Muslim hijabi. But your experience might be different to mine. This is just my personal experience. Okay, so I'll go for my second interview. And this time I was like, I'm not wearing black. I wore blue. And I was like, blue is like the color of peace. Like I don't know, I just thought this is great. My whole outfit was really nice. And this guy, I had two people interview me for my second interview. The first guy was really nice. He really liked me and I thought he was really nice as well. I think he was like the main pharmacist. The second guy interviewed me and he was the owner. He interviewed me for like 5 minutes, right? And then he says to me, are you gonna wear that headscarf to work? And I was like lost for words. And I said to him, of course I am, because, obviously, like I'm wearing it right now. I wear it to work. I wear it whenever I go out. And he just said to me, like, it's just not he said it's not part of our uniform. And I was so offended, guys. I felt like crying. I was like, oh my God. And I just said, like, it's part of my religion and it's part of my belief. I choose to do it, and like if you guys are not comfortable with it, that's fine. And I pretty much had to walk out because I just felt so threatened. Like I just felt like I was in a bad situation. And even like, not like they were gonna give me the job, but even if they gave me the job, I would know they're uncomfortable with it, So I pretty much let it go. It was a bit disheartening, but yeah, I just had to let it go. That was like my first and second interview, and I was like scarred. I was like, oh my God. So I went for like my third, fourth, fifth interviews. They didn't go like that well. They were really short. They ended up very quickly, and they were just not good interviews. My fifth, was it? Or my sixth interview was really good, but they called me. They did my interview and they really liked me. And then after they called me in for a trial, and I had a patient who was really awkward with me, and I think the owner must have thought that I don't know, she's not gonna adjust here, and I didn't get that position. By the time I was at my 7th or 8th interview, it was like 4 months into applying and doing my interviews. I just felt like giving up. I was like, what's the point of getting my whole education for like 5 years? And I was like, I've got so much experience as a student. Like, what's the point of all this if it's gonna come down to the way I dress or the way I look, you know, or my religion? I was so disheartened at that stage. And I remember for my 10th or 11th interview, I had another similar situation where it was like very uncomfortable, because I guess this guy was not racist, but he was just not comfortable either. Like, I think he wasn't expecting me to be a hijabi, because, you know, like, he probably read Immy and he was like, you know, she's probably someone else. And by the stage that I got to my 13th interview, which was 6 months later, I was so disheartened. I was gonna go to my last interview, right, guys? And I straightened my hair and I literally like planned, like, I'm not gonna wear my hijab, because I thought that maybe I'll get it. You know, I was like, I don't want to waste a whole year, you know, trying to get a job. And I came to the conclusion that it's probably better if I just don't wear it, you know, like I just thought maybe I'll get the job, and I don't know, like that's all I could think at that time. Before I was going for my last interview, my husband says to me, he's like, what's the point of you, like, what's the point of someone hiring you because of the, like, if they like the way you look, like, it's not your true self. You know, you cover your hair and you always have since you were a child. So if that's what you're comfortable in and that's you, then why are you changing yourself? You know, like, you're gonna get the job that's written for you. Like, you're gonna get what you deserve, and if you deserve this job, you're gonna get it. And I was like, I don't know, I'm not gonna get it. They're gonna look at me, they're gonna reject me. And because after 6 months, you start thinking there's something wrong with you. Anyways, I put my hijab back on for that job, and I was like, yeah, inshallah, if I'm meant to get it, I'll get it. You know, I went into the interview, but I just like knew they were gonna reject me, because I had like 12 already that were rejected. And it went well. Like, they were so nice, and they gave me a second interview, and then at my second interview I got that job, alhamdulillah. Finally. Moral of the story is, don't give up, guys. You're gonna be in situations where you want to give up and you feel like that's the only thing you can do, and you're gonna feel like it's gonna be easy, like it's gonna be easier to give up than to kind of stick to, you know, what you believe in. And I started thinking like I was wrong and I was doing something wrong, but this is who I am. Like, this is what I believe in, and this is what I'm comfortable with. So I stuck to it, and alhamdulillah, I got through my first year and everything. Like, everything worked out well. So don't give up. Don't worry about people judging you, especially if you're a Muslim girl like me who lives abroad or who lives somewhere where, you know, people think we're different. I would say just stay strong inside, and anything is possible. If it's meant for you, you will definitely get it, and inshallah it's easy for you guys to get your jobs. Every situation in life is easy for you guys. Yeah, everyone's situation is different. This is just my opinion. I'm not saying like this happens to every girl here. It just happened to me personally when I had my first job. But I wish you guys the best of luck when you guys go out and apply for jobs. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you guys want more story times, comment down below. I will do the story times that you guys want to hear. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.